This video right here might be one of the most profound videos that you ever watch on the topic of branding. What we're about to jump into is a TikTok video that I just stumbled across of a girl talking about her experience with Lululemon. And what I want you to keep in mind while you watch this clip right here is that she's not being paid by Lululemon to say these things. She's not sponsored by them. This is just a chick on TikTok talking about why she loves Lululemon so much. Check this clip out and then we're gonna come back and I wanna break this down because I think that it's super fascinating from a branding perspective.
I hate when people talk about Lululemon and they're like, I'm not paying that amount of money for workout clothes. I could get the same thing from somewhere else. No, you can't. No, you can't. Have you worn an article of Lululemon clothing? Because let me tell you, it has nothing to do with the fabric. It has nothing to do with the label on it. I swear to you, those articles of clothing are touched by God himself. Because when I put on something from Lululemon, you can't tell me nothing. Nothing. I am untouchable. I am untouchable. Self-confidence through the roof. It's got nothing to do with the fabric. It's got nothing to do with the buttery softness. Nothing. I swear to you, there is something in those clothes that just makes you feel like you are a goddess. So, no, I will not be paying less for workout clothes because, frankly, it's cheaper than therapy. And that's all I'll say about it.
I mean, if you're running a clothing brand right now, there's so much to unpack here in terms of what Lululemon has done to cause this type of response from their customers to the point where they're such die-hard, lifelong customers that they literally won't even consider another brand of clothing. And I want to share with you exactly how they've done this in this video and how you can do the same thing for your own clothing brand. Here it is. Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at Design Crowd. If you're not very good with designs, then I really recommend that you try them out. You post a project on Design Crowd, amazing designers from all around the world are going to compete for your project. You choose the winner, then you get that design plus revisions. I've literally sold thousands of these designs on my website and I got them all made through Design Crowd. If you're interested, head over to designcrowd.com/apparel to learn about the special offer that I have for you, or just use the discount code apparel when you post a project on Design Crowd. All right, so ultimately what I want you to get out of this video are things that you can apply to your own clothing brand, learning from this case study of Lululemon. And what I found particularly interesting about what this girl was saying about Lululemon is she was mentioning over and over again that it's not about the clothing, it's not about the fabric. This clothing, for some magical reason, makes me feel like a goddess when I wear it. And to people who know about branding, to people who know about the clothing brand, we know that what's going on here is Lululemon has done an amazing job creating brand. If your customers are saying it's not even about the fabrics, it's not even about the clothing themselves, there's just something magical going on, that's a perfect direct evidence that it's about the brand. It's about the brand that Lululemon's created. And if we look at the definition of a brand is the collective impact or lasting impression from all that is seen, heard, or experienced by customers who come into contact with a company and its products or services. Another great way to think about this is that a brand is the very first thing that comes to mind or the first feeling that you experience when you think of a brand. And clearly for girls all around the world, when they think of Lululemon, the first thought that they have is, that's the only workout clothing I'll wear, regardless of the price. It just makes me feel like a goddess. That is something that all of these girls are experiencing. They love this company so much. And I want to talk to you about what went into this. So I believe that what's happening here is Lululemon has done a really good job at taking all of the different parts of what makes up a good clothing brand, and they've created a perfect storm. The perfect storm involves all these different components working together in perfect harmony. The first one would be that they are really focused on creating an amazing product. So I don't care that that girl in that video said she doesn't care about the fabrics and stuff. She wouldn't be wearing them if they weren't high quality. And what a lot of startup clothing brands do is they don't focus on the actual product. They're just focused on making money. And when you're just focused on making money, you don't put as much care into your products, and it ends up paradoxically leading to you making less money. The reason why Lululemon's done so well is because they put a lot of care into their products. Product is number one. All of their products are really, really high quality. The second thing that they've done really well is they really care about their customer service. So I believe that with Lululemon, you can have an article of clothing from like 5 years ago, and if it's worn or damaged, you can literally bring it into one of their stores and they'll literally exchange it for you. Like they'll just be like, here, just take this new piece, the most updated version of it. They care so much about that customer's experience, and the compound effect of that from customer to customer over all of the years, when you really treat every customer as highly valuable, and you appreciate them a lot and they feel that way, that can be an amazing experience for all of your customers as everybody's talking about it behind the scenes, and you just begin to feel that as a customer of the brand. Another thing that Lululemon's done really well is they have a truly unique selling point. Like, what I view Lululemon as is they're almost the Apple of clothing brands. They're like the Apple of clothing brands because all of their products have this really nice consistency to them in terms of the fabrics that they use and the look of them, yet they're so different from all of the other brands out there, and they just have that unique selling point of like really high quality yoga wear that just looks and feels different from all of the other brands out there. And that's a really special thing to have created. Now, just imagine the effect that these products have on their customers when the company is putting so much focus on the product quality, making really unique products, and on the customer service, really caring about every individual customer that they get. And on top of that, they've got loads of credibility, like a huge social media following, word of mouth over multiple decades, people talking about this brand, the word of mouth just spreading and spreading, and Lululemon becoming a household name now. It just all compounds on itself. And now when we think about this girl who just randomly hopped on TikTok one day to start talking about why Lululemon makes her feel like a goddess and how buying and wearing their clothing is like therapy for her, it's all these things that Lululemon has been putting in place meticulously for 2 decades that have given her this front-end experience that she can't explain as a customer. And that is like literally the most perfect example of amazing branding that you can do. What I want you to take out of this for your own clothing brand is that Lululemon started in 1998. In order to do this for your own brand, it doesn't have to happen all at once. And obviously Lululemon is like one of the biggest clothing brands, so you don't have to set that as the standard for your own brand, although that would be nice for any clothing brand. But just look at how they've done it. They've done it over multiple decades, one foot in front of the other, building blocks, just constantly adding more and more value to your brand and slowly building over time. If you have the right product in the right market that's unique, and you just constantly add more value to your brand, like improve the products, constantly improve your customer service, work on your social media following, work on getting more and more influencers and celebrities to support you. Over the years, the word of mouth begins to spread, and maybe your brand can start to spread in that way as well. I know that for my Canadian lifestyle brand here, which has had a pretty big impact on the Canadian world and Canadian clothing in terms of lifestyle brands, it was the same thing. It's not like when we launched, everybody knew about us and it took off immediately. It was one celebrity after another, one customer after another, taking care of them. They tell their friends, then you get another order. Maybe they tell their friend, and it grows quadratically. One person tells 2 people tell 4 tell 8 tell 16, and it just keeps growing really slowly over the years. So that's what you want to keep in mind for your brand. And just another thing to note here, it's so important, these little details. There's a saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And that's something that Lululemon has done really well. They treat every single customer with respect and care and appreciation. They really know the importance of that and how much that has an effect on their overall brand perception. And they don't undervalue that like so many other clothing brands do. So really value the customer, do it over multiple years, have that longer time horizon, be patient with it, and you'll eventually grow it into an amazing thing. I spent a full month building a 100% free clothing brand course for anybody starting up a clothing brand right now. All you have to do to get access is go to freeclothingcourse.com, and you can go through the whole thing at your own pace, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.